Okay, so there was a quick update of how Mia's going in the crate, and you can see now she's still in there. So you can see that she's just gone quiet, even though I'm standing right here and Rosita's right there. She's not whinging or moaning, she's laying down and just chilling. So she's very comfortable in the crate, and really from day 3 we've had no issues. And this isn't because Mia's come to us trained as people think, it's because we've put in the work, and I've done it the way that I tell you to do it, and that is really important. You can't take shortcuts. And I'm not saying that some people that have taken shortcuts haven't got away with it. That happens, but most people, it falls down. You can't take shortcuts. All right? And one of the most common ones that begins on day 1 is this thing here. It's called a door. People don't shut it. And in the first few minutes of crate training, that should be shut. And I don't care if the dog thinks its throat's been cut, it gets shut. And it stays shut until that dog calms down. All right, what happens is a lot of people get there, they lure the dog in, they lure the dog out, they lure the dog in, they lure the dog out and go, look at my dog, he loves his crate. Tomorrow I might think about shutting the door. So they come in tomorrow and they lure the dog in, they shut the door and the dog screams. Why? Because it was different from yesterday. Because it hasn't been done before, because the dog's not used to it. Worse still, they don't shut the door on the second day, or the third, or the fourth, or the fifth, or the sixth. And then once the dog gets out a few times, pisses in a corner, eats their favourite bit of furniture, they go, oh, perhaps I should shut the door. And it could be weeks later, it could be months later, and they shut the door. And the dog goes ballistic. Because it's new, it's frightening. Shut the door in the first 2 to 5 minutes. Because at this point, when you bring your dog back, that dog is going to be the best dog. Believe it or not, that dog is going to be the best that it is for the next roughly 4 weeks. And then it's going to get used to its environment, and then it's going to be a little shit. So if you think it's tough on day 1, it's going to be hell at week 4, 5, 6, and so on. So do it in the first few minutes. Lure the dog in, lure the dog out, lure the dog in and shut that door and feed it through the wire. So everything's positive. The door's open, it's positive. The door's closed, it's positive. If you want to, make it even more positive when the door's closed. Less positive when the pup's out of the crate, more positive when the pup is in the crate, exceptionally positive and jackpot feed when the door is closed. All right? It's really simple to do. Do it from day 1, because when you don't is the time that you run into the big risk, because suddenly the dog sees the door as something frightening. It thinks it's trapped. And the crying and the screaming is because it's going into flight response. So it's really important to make this absolutely normal. Shut the door on day 1. And it's just normal to the puppy. Why try and break the door down? It's always been closed.